Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk movies, television, and wrestling. I'm, of course, the Lemon himself, Z. Clemone, and this is my review of the Season 2 finale of Gen V. But before we get into that, let's get the house clean out of the way. Share them, leave a like, comment below, let me know your thoughts on Gen V, and of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I will greatly appreciate it. Now, all that out of the way, let's get into it, shall we? So, we all know how I've been feeling about this show. I think it's in contention for my favorite show of 2025. And I thought last week was a bit of a step down. I wasn't the hugest fan of it, but was tempted to see how this was all going to end because, again, how much I have enjoyed the ride all the way up to here. And I think this was a really good step in the right direction. It does a lot. It does make me wonder what we're going to do for the during the final season of The Boys because, like I have with how this ends, I mean, we talk spoilers here on the television reviews anyway, is because, at the end, you see A-Train, you see Starlight, they're going to join the Resistance, and they're going to be on their team. So, therefore, you make it seem like they're going to be in the final season of The Boys. All these characters are going to come in. And I get a little nervous about that. Not for me. I mean, I'm completely caught up, right? But I think of people like my sister, who is a huge fan of The Boys, but she has yet to watch Gen V. She says she plans on getting to it. She just hasn't gotten to it yet, but she's finally completely caught up on The Boys, and, she was still able to completely follow along with everything that was happening. There are just a little bit of things to be plug and play. Here, I do feel like you do need to watch the whole entire season, or both seasons of Gen V to really understand where these characters are coming from. I'm really curious to see how they're going to explain all of them in it. I mean, when that ending was happening, I was hyped. Like, I was, standing up. I was going like, yeah, let's go A-Train, Starlight, they're joining. It felt like an Avengers level type thing, but, once it ended and, as the day progressed, I went to sleep. And I woke up, and I was, thinking about it because, I was writing my notes for this review. And I was like, man, this seems like a lot that we're going to have to remember to get to the final season of The Boys. So, we'll see. I mean, I have all the trust in Eric to really stick the landing here and to be able to incorporate them in a way where you don't necessarily have to watch all of it. I mean, we have the previously on stuff in there. But yeah, very good ending. I'm just very curious to see what it means for the future. Now, as for the actual episode itself, y'all know last week I had some worries that, I forgot the actor's name. But the guy who played Cypher, because, it was actually Godolkin all along, and Cypher was the alias, and, this person's name was Doug the whole entire time. I was worried that we won't see him again. And I'm glad that we did get to see this to see the actual Doug character. Very good actor. I'm going to look up his stuff, and I'm going to, actually catch up on some of his catalog, because I really can't recall seeing him in anything before until this show. But I've loved every single scene this man has been in. And, how he could go from just so ruthless to so endearing and so caring to whole, I just appreciate you trying to help. I really do. Oh, I'm sorry for the floor. My favorite scene in the whole entire episode really was the scene with him in the car with Andre's dad. And he goes, man, you would have loved that kid. The way that he would do and the things that he would do and how he always wanted to help out for his friends, and the way that they had a nice laugh that he was able to pee in Godolkin's cup, or he sent someone to pee in Godolkin's cup. It goes, it was the funniest thing, and the way that just sharing a laugh. Now, he does die in the end. Well, I assume he dies because he gets stabbed in the heart. So that kind of upset me because I was actually really wanting to see more Doug within the future. But everything before that, it was just so endearing again. You just really felt like the way that he was able to move, not necessarily move on, but to have some closure within that conversation that he had with Doug. Again, I just really, really did appreciate everything about it. And then Godolkin himself, I was worried okay, how are we ever going to match up the performances with how Cypher was and how Godolkin is? How is this going to play out? Man, it was like a glove all the way through. I mean, it was just plug and play. Nothing really seemed different. It was just the face. Did a phenomenal job performing that. I really did like the relationship between him and Sister Sage quite a bit, because you could tell he cared, but he thinks he's smarter than the smartest superhero ever. And how Sage is like, no, I have a plan, and this plan works, and I need all the dominoes to filter off here to really have an understanding of it. Now, again, I think this comes into play of if you didn't watch The Boys season 4, then you're probably like, who is this chick the whole entire time? Why does her plan matter so much, and why is she over there? But if you see season 4 and then know, hey, her plan worked just to see if she could, to have Homelander take over, and then seeing how, oh my God, Thomas is going to get in the way of this. I can't lose Homelander. He's too big of a piece for my overall plan, so therefore I'm going to do what I got to do. Because I knew as soon as she came out, I was like, oh, she's going to let him go. She's going to make it seem like an accident, but she's going to let him go. And sure enough, as soon as she left, I was like, go to the door. Go to the door. She left that door open, and sure enough, she did. But yeah, the chemistry between her and Godolkin was really good too. And the way that they were able, because I actually watched it previously on. I usually don't. I watched it previously on, and man, they had the seeds planted the whole entire time. Where like, oh, he has human blood, and then the way how she wanted to make eye contact with Godolkin while she was having affairs with Doug. I don't know if I could say SEX here on YouTube, but while she was having that and then looking, and he seemed into it because he was actually doing it. It was, and the way that Godolkin was talking about, man, I can feel, I can do all these things, I can stand up, I can pee out of my own, and all this stuff. Again, it was just really, really good and interesting stuff. And then when we get to the plan, where, okay, trimming the herd, right, the whole entire time, going to gather all these kids together and start talking to them. We're building up to this final fight. Does Marie go over there? Does she not? And, we're building up this big climactic battle. Now he can control whatever. He can control more than 2 bodies. He's getting stronger by the second. He can't control Marie, but if he builds up enough muscle, yes, he will be muscle up here, then he is able to do so. I felt like it was too easy. The action was good. Don't get me wrong. I was really into it. And I really did I even like, the absurdity of they're all coming out of this dude's butt, and then like, okay, here we go. It's ready. It's clobbering time, which I also don't think they needed to do. I felt like them coming out of the dude's butt was so not necessary because, again, Kate gets her powers back. Another good scene between her and Marie. But once she gets her powers back, they could just walk up and go, hey, open the door to let Marie in. After 5 minutes, open the door again so we can all get in. I know they were trying to make him comfortable, but at the same time, it's just like, I don't think the butt stuff was needed. Wow, another clip that's going to be used in the future for sure. But yeah, once we get to the fight, they beat him. She goes, we beat you. I was like, kill him. They go, why are you waiting? And then sure enough, he gets up, he controls her, and then, they're starting to beat, and then here comes Andre's dad. Again, it just felt very rushed in a lot of ways. I would like to see a little bit more of a struggle. Yeah, there was a struggle, but I was just like, well, I know they're going to get out of it. I just don't know how. Oh, okay, so that's how they do it. Okay, cool. And then, the initial fight, I was like, again, I felt like it was just too easy. Like, this dude got 7 people. Granted, they're weak-minded superheroes, but yet he was able to control 7 people at a time. And, like, in a matter of minutes, it's over. And I don't know why he didn't try to mind control the actual people who are trying to fight him, who can actually beat him. He's able to control. He's been able to control Jordan multiple times. He did it to Sam, and he also did it to, I guess, Emma's boy toy, which I also felt was rushed too. Like, did I want to see them kiss? Yeah, a little bit, but I feel like if he would have gave it a little bit more time, then would have it meant a little bit more. Man, I really do seem like I didn't like the episode. Really, besides the final fight and the rush kiss, I really did enjoy everything. I like the conversation between Kate and Marie. Y'all know how frustrated I was with that. I really like how this season was. Okay, season 1 was about tearing the kids apart. Season 2 is about bringing the kids back together. So now they're a unit again. And then I really like Marie's arc as well, even though, again, she was kind of frustrating. I'm not special. Okay, I am special. No, I'm not special. That constant back and forth was a little annoying to me, but I did like where she ended up. I do like how the sister's now involved in the group. That felt a little rushed to me, too, a little bit. I would have liked, hey, I've been running from grandma the whole entire time. I would like to get to know you. Something like that, instead of just, I do love you, Marie, and all that stuff. Now, she doesn't say, I love you by any means, but she does. And she does talk about how she wants to like embrace the superhero side of it. But I don't know. I just felt like how we got there was a little bit rushed to it. But again, overall, I really did like it. I even got chills when Godolkin does the live stream. They get in over there, and Homelander calls Sister Sage. I was like, oh shit, if he pops up here, because I really did want to see a conversation between him and Godolkin in season 5. I'm not going to get that now that the Godolkin is dead. But yeah, again, overall, I really did enjoy the episode. I did. Minus my 2 gripes that I had. I just felt like we rushed a couple of the arcs. And the final fight felt a little too easy for our heroes to win in the end. Besides that, I think this was a great stuff to wrap up this whole entire story as opposed to just a great episode. Again, this isn't my favorite episode of the season. I think 5 will stay that, right? Yeah, 5 will stay as my favorite episode of the whole entire season. But this really did tie up the whole entire story of this season very well, which is why I appreciate it more. But let me know what y'all thought about this finale down in the comment section. Leave a like if you made it this far within a review. I do greatly appreciate it. And hit that subscribe button as I am trying to grow into my YouTube career. And don't forget to squeeze the days, guys, because life is too short not to give your all. So squeeze every opportunity that you can. And until next time, I'll see you here at Lemon Studios.